My dear child, today I want to share with you something that has stayed with me all my life. It's the hardest lesson I ever learned. I didn't learn it in school. I didn't read it in a book. Life taught it to me, the way life often does, when you least expect it and when it hurts the most. When I was much younger, I carried this belief in my heart, that loyalty alone could heal anything. I thought if you loved someone enough, stayed by their side through thick and thin, gave them your best and never walked away, then everything would be okay. I believed that people would see your heart, feel your devotion, and treat you with the same in return. But my sweet child, life doesn't always mirror the goodness you give. There was a time in my life when that belief was tested in the deepest way. I had a friend named Sam, not his real name, but that's what we'll call him, Sam, and I met when we were just boys. We scraped our knees on the same gravel roads, laughed at the same silly jokes, and dreamt about the future together. We were brothers in every way but blood, and through the years, that friendship became part of my foundation. When he was going through heartbreak, I was there. When his father passed away, I sat beside him at the funeral and held him up when he thought he might fall apart. We celebrated birthdays, mourned losses, and leaned on each other through life storms. I never once questioned my loyalty to him. It wasn't something I had to think about. That's what real friends do, right? But life has its own way of showing you who people truly are. Not when things are easy, but when they're hard. Years later, I found myself in a storm of my own. I had lost my job after nearly a decade of hard work. The company downsized, and I was let go without warning. My relationship at the time was crumbling. I felt like everything I had worked so hard to build was falling apart all at once. I was scared. I was hurting. I needed someone not to fix things, just to sit beside me and remind me I wasn't alone. Naturally, I reached out to Sam, but he was nowhere to be found. At first, I convinced myself he must be busy. Maybe something had come up. But days turned into weeks, weeks into months. My messages stayed unanswered. My calls went to voicemail. And little by little, the silence became deafening. It's strange. Sometimes what breaks your heart isn't what someone says. It's what they don't say. It's the quiet absence when you need them most. The space where love should be, but isn't. I wrestled with that silence for a long time. I kept trying to justify his absence. Maybe he didn't know how to help. Maybe he was dealing with something of his own. But deep down I knew he had made a choice to turn away instead of toward. And that choice, it shattered something in me. You see, child, loyalty is not just about standing beside someone during the sunny days. It's about showing up when the skies turn dark, when the storms roll in, when the weight gets too heavy for one person to carry alone. That was the moment I learned something I had never been taught. Loyalty, when given to the wrong people, can quietly become self-betrayal. I had to face a painful truth. I had spent years pouring into someone who, when the moment came to return that love, simply vanished. And it wasn't just about Sam. That experience made me re-examine many parts of my life. Who was I giving my time, energy, and heart to? And were they giving anything back? I started to realize how many times I had been the one who stayed, who fought, who cared, even when the other person didn't. Not just with friends, but in relationships, with family, at work. I had made a habit of putting others first, thinking that love meant sacrifice. And while love does include sacrifice, it should never demand your spirit in return. So I began to rebuild. I started choosing peace over proving my worth. I stopped chasing people who made me feel like I had to earn their affection. I stopped begging for time, attention, love. I started walking away not in anger, but in quiet understanding. Understanding that I deserve better, that I deserve the same loyalty I gave so freely. And child, I want you to carry this truth with you. The right people will never make you question your value. They will never punish your kindness. They will never disappear when you need them most. There will come times in your life when you'll face disappointment. Someone you love might walk away. Someone you trust might let you down. And it will hurt deeply, but I want you to remember this story. Remember that pain is not the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of something more honest, more freeing, more real. When someone shows you who they are, listen. When someone leaves you wondering where you stand, step back and look at the pattern, not just the moment. Don't confuse effort with obligation. You can be a good person, a loving person, and still say, "This is not enough for me." You have every right to expect mutual care, mutual love, mutual presence. There's a beautiful strength in choosing to walk away from what no longer feeds your spirit. It doesn't make you cruel. It makes you conscious. It means you've grown. And when you walk away for what hurts, you create space. Space for new people, better people. People who love gently, who stay, who don't make you beg, who bring peace instead of confusion, who lift you rather than drain you. I found those people eventually, not all at once, not without setbacks, but with time and with trust in myself. Most of all, they came. People who didn't measure love in convenience, who showed up not only when it was easy, but when it was hard. And now I try to be that kind of person too, not only to others, but to myself. So remember this, my dear, loyalty is beautiful. It's rare, but it must be mutual. And you must never give it to someone who wouldn't cross the street for you while you're crossing oceans for them. I love you too much to not tell you this truth. I've lived it. I've carried the scars. But those scars are now reminders of growth, not just pain. If you ever find yourself wondering whether to keep holding on or to let go, ask yourself one simple question. Does this relationship nourish me or drain me? And if the answer is the latter, choose yourself. Choose your peace. Choose your joy. Choose your healing. You are not hard to love. You are not too much. You are not a burden. The right people will remind you of that every single day, not through promises, but through presence. And if Grandpa's words spoke to you today, if they help you feel seen, understood, or just a little less alone, then I ask you from the bottom of my heart, please subscribe. This old heart still has stories to tell, lessons to pass down, hugs to send through words. Your support keeps this little fire of wisdom burning, and I'm so grateful for each of you who listen, who care, and who share these moments with me. Click that subscribe button like you're giving Grandpa a big ol' bear hug. And don't forget to turn on that little bell so you'll know when I come by with another story just for you. Take care of your heart, my sweet child. It's your compass. It's your home. I love you. I believe in you. And I'll be here always for the next story time.